2023 is shaping up already to be a fantastic year for the Sega Genesis and Mega Drive, and it continues with news of a brand new beat-em-up for our 16-bit console. My name's Mike, and this is the Retro Gamer Boy Show. Welcome back to the show, and today we're going to be looking at a game from my favourite genre. It's a beat 'em up and it's for the Sega Mega Drive. And the best thing is, this is a brand new game coming out for our 16-bit console. Zabu is kind of a remake of a game called 𝗴𝗺𝗂𝗃. Now 𝗴𝗺𝗂𝗃, from what I can tell, is an unfinished game written in Lua that can run on your PC and in your web browser. And what the team want to achieve is to port the game over to the Sega Mega Drive and Genesis and to complete the game. Zabu is currently being developed by a two-man team, Don Miguel, who handles the engineering side of things, and Thomas Goldstein, who works on the game design and game art. The title is still in early development, and Thomas tells me that the game is probably 2 years out from being finished. And this is primarily because they both work full-time and Zabu is their passion project. But they're committed to the game and want to release a free ROM so that it's available for everyone to play, and then to sell physical versions of the game through a publishing partner with the potential for a modern console release as well. The game is a classic beat 'em up, but with a very modern indie dev feel to it. I wouldn't be surprised to see this game on the Nintendo Switch or even on the Steam store. The demo gives us some interesting insight of what Zabu may have in store for us with its eventual release. The initial options have 1 and 2 player modes, but there's also a 1 player mode plus an AI companion. Digging into the options, we also find controller configurations for player 3 and player 4. This would be amazing to see and give those with the 4-player multiplayer adapter a reason for using it. You can choose between 3 difficulties and change audio options. Currently, if you turn on the game audio, you'll get the Mario Cave theme tune. Once you have all the settings just how you want them, it's time to jump into the game. There are 4 characters and 2 of them are playable in the demo. You can also change the character colours by pressing up and down. It's a nice piece of polish for a game this early in its development stage. It's then into the game. Zabu has a number of combat moves. These include your standard punch that has a full press combo attached to it. You can combine your jump and attack to perform a flying kick when you press a direction, and if you jump and attack on the spot, you'll do a double-handed slam onto the ground. There are also some special moves. You can double tap to dash, and then pressing the attack will perform a power punch. And by pressing B and C together, you'll perform a ground pound with blue flames. There's also a roundhouse kick that seems to happen after the ground pound, but I can't perform this reliably. If you play as 𝗙, you also have the same core moveset, but your actual attacks are more kick-based. The attack animations and enemy reactions have real weight to them, making every punch and kick feel like they really connect. The sound effects for the attacks help reinforce the impact and round off a well-designed combat system. Currently, there is no grapple system, and besides the 4-hit punch, there is no combat system currently implemented. Navigation through the world initially feels slow due to the animation speed, but this quickly becomes a non-issue as you get into the combat gameplay. I found myself at times overwhelmed with enemies coming from both sides of the screen, with up to 7 enemies on screen at once. Using my special attack to help deal with these, but I'd like to see some more risk and reward to the specials, like in Streets of Rage, where you lose health for using your special attack, but you take out an entire gang of bad guys. Currently, there's no real level structure. In beat 'em ups, you'll find that combat gameplay increases in intensity as you move through the level, with tougher enemies being introduced and eventually a boss fight. In the current early demo, the game challenge ramps up very fast and doesn't have a real boss fight, although there are signs of one to come. The levels are also linear left to right designs and don't really yet show signs of integrating, branching or moving vertically through the level like you can in Streets of Rage 2 on the first level. Visually, the game is very appealing, and alongside the combat gameplay is one of the real highlights of this title. Even at this early stage, the game looks great. The stylized character and quirky character design helps it stand out from most of the beat-em-ups on the Genesis and Mega Drive, and the animations are full of personality which make them instantly enjoyable to watch. Again, this is an early demo, so not all frames of character animation are complete, but you get a good idea of what the quality is going to be like. The enemies are equally well drawn, and as we can see in this lineup of characters the team sent me, the roster of enemies does not disappoint. Equally, the backgrounds help round off the stylized art style with an almost duotone feel to them. The use of a single tone to describe buildings, walls, streets and the city make for a lovely backdrop to the gameplay, whilst playing to the strengths of the hardware. It ensures that the gameplay on screen is front and centre, whilst describing the universe perfectly. Zabu is a great example of why all you sometimes need is highlights, midtones and shadows to create something very effective. There are no real particles in the game yet, and secondary animation in the world is limited to a parallax scrolling static background and a very nice camera shake when the enemies hit the ground. It's amazing to see this Sega Mega Drive and Genesis community go from strength to strength to strength, and the indie dev scene is at the heart of this. It's providing us with brand new experiences for this classic 16-bit console, and Zabu is another one of these titles that has this modern flair, modern design, modern art principles, but still work on limited hardware. Now, if you enjoy shows like this and you're not subscribed, you can do this by clicking on a little button just below this video. We put out brand new retro gaming videos every single Monday, and so that you don't miss them, you can also click on a little bell just below the video. Now, if you can't wait till Monday, don't worry, because we've got a huge back catalogue of retro gaming videos for you to enjoy, 2 of which you can watch over here.